Alright, this is part 2 of our video on angle and segment bisectors. We're cutting angles in half and we're cutting segments in half. Alright, in part 1 we focused on angles. Alright, as you can see we cut these angles in half all over the place. And in part 2 we are going to move on to talking about cutting segments in half. And of course when you cut a segment in half, you're looking at the midpoint. So look at number 9. The midpoint of AC, B is the midpoint of AC. Interesting. AB is this, AC is that. Draw a diagram. So here we go. Okay, so here we have it. B is the midpoint of segment AC. So here you have segment AC. Now if B is the midpoint, that means AB and BC are congruent. Now, the distance from A to B, which is what this means, when they just have AB with no symbol, it means it's a length. Alright, so the distance from A to B is 2x minus 1. Okay, and the distance from A to C is 3x plus 2. Interesting. Okay, I feel like I should do this in a different color. So now we're talking about the distance from A to C. Okay, this is 3x plus 2. But this is the distance all the way from A to C. Okay, so now I've drawn the diagram. So we're going to need to find x and then find these other segments. But what about BC? Let's go ahead and talk about that. What can you tell me about the distance from B to C? Well, that's the same as the distance from A to B. So you know this will also be 2x minus 1. Okay. Alright. Are you seeing what I'm seeing? What if, looking at these pink numbers, can you give me an expression for the distance from A to C? Hopefully you're looking at this and you're thinking, sure, 2x minus 1 plus 2x minus 1. Combine like terms. 2x plus 2x is 4x. Negative 1 plus negative 1, sorry, my nose is suddenly stuffy for some reason, is negative 2. So we have these two different expressions for the length of AC. Of course, they better be equal to each other. In other words, 4x minus 2 better be equal to 3x plus 2. Alright, let's solve this and see what we get for x. Let us subtract 3x from both sides. That will give me x minus 2 is equal to 2. And then if we add 2 to both sides, we get x equals 4. So there we have one of our things right there, x equals 4. Now, if I want to find the length of AB, I can take this 4 and substitute it in. Alright, if x is 4, then 2x minus 1 becomes 2 times 4 minus 1. And that's going to give us AB. Well, this is 8 minus 1, which is 7. And of course, BC is going to be the same exact thing because it's the midpoint. So the length of BC is also 7. Now, AC is the whole deal. Okay, so if this is 7 and this is 7, all the way from A to C is going to be 14. So that's how you would do number 9. Okay. Number 10. Okay, you need to understand that these expressions over here pertain to this picture over here. So when they say that Tm is equal to 3x plus 5, that means this is 3x plus 5. What else? When they say that MQ is x plus 17. Okay, that means that this is x plus 17. Alright, now we're to find the value of x. Well, no problem. See these markings? That means these are the same, which means m is the midpoint, which is great because it starts with the letter m. So what do you think we're going to do? That's right, we're going to set these equal to each other, like you do. So we're going to go 3x plus 5 is equal to x plus 17. We will subtract x from both sides to get these x's together. So that's going to give us 2x plus 5 is equal to 17. Then we shall subtract 5 from both sides, and that's going to give us 2x is equal to 12. And then we shall divide by 2 on both sides, and that is going to give us x is equal to 6. Alright, and so that's what we were supposed to find. I'll just put it over here for fun. X is equal to 6. Alright, that's the end of that. Now, AM is equal to 5y minus 1. I think I'll go green. AM 5y minus 1. Okay, so that's, here we go. 5y minus 1. That's AM. And what else you got? AB is 38. Interesting. Okay, so 38 is the distance from A to B. So that's in this entire distance is 38. And from this information, we're supposed to find the value of y. Well, again, see these markings? See how they're the same? That means both sides are congruent. So if this is 38, we get to split this down the middle, man. And that's going to tell us what's what. I'm going to need another color, but 38 divided by 2 is 19. That means each half of this thing is 19. Which color should I use? I think I'll do purple. Okay, because this is 19 and this is 19. Alright, we just split the 38 in half. Okay, but looking at this aspect of it, right up in her, there's an equation here. Alright, we've got this distance is 19, and it is also 5y minus 1. So in other words, we can make the equation 5y minus 1 should equal 19. So it's a matter of solving this equation. Okay, so let's add 1 to both sides, and that's going to give me 5y is equal to 20. And then we will divide both sides by 5. And that's going to give me that y is equal to 4. Okay, find the value of y, you say? No problem. Y is equal to 4. Okay, so that is the answer. Well, those are both of the answers to number 10. M is the midpoint of PQ. Do they give us a diagram? No. You know what that means? We need to make our own diagram. I think I might cut and paste the diagram that we had up here for number 9. Stand by. Alright, there's a nice diagram. M is the midpoint of PQ. So here's segment PQ, and there's M is the midpoint. Okay, which of course means that length PM is equal to length MQ. Anyway, an expression for the length of PM is 6x plus 7. So let's put that in here. 6x plus 7 p.m. And the expression for MQ is 9x minus 8. So 9x minus 8. Find the length of PQ. Well, it would be helpful to find x. And if this is the midpoint, then these two lengths should be equal. So let's go with that and set them equal to each other. So 9x minus 8 should equal 6x plus 7. I like to put the one with the larger x term first. It doesn't really matter, but that's how I do it. Should I use green or gray or purple? I'll use green. So we need to get the x's together. So let's subtract 6x from both sides. So that's going to leave us with 3x minus 8 is equal to 7. Then you would want to add 8 to both sides. So that's going to leave you with 3x is equal to 15. Then it's time to divide both sides by 3. And that's going to give you that x is 5. Okay, now we're supposed to find the length of PQ. But let's use the fact that x is equal to 5. So now that we know that x is equal to 5, then if we substitute that in, then this becomes 6 times 5 plus 7. And it should be the same thing if we do 9 times 5 minus 8. Let's check it out. Well, 6 times 5 is 30 plus 7, that is 37. Alright, 9 times 5 is 45 minus 8, 37. So both sides of this thing are 37. So if I want the length of PQ, alright, from beginning to end, it's going to be this 37 plus 37. Alright, 30 plus 30 is 60. 7 plus 7 is 14. So that's 74. Okay, that's how you do that. Number 12, M is the midpoint of PQ. How convenient. I can just cut and paste from the previous problem. Love it. Love it, believe it. You better can't wait. You better hit bullseye. The kid don't play. Y'all don't know about that. Ice, ice, baby. Anyway, I'm sidetracked. PM is 5x plus 8. I feel like I need to change the color scheme this time. I'll do blue and purple. PM is 5x plus 8. Now, okay, PQ is 76. Interesting. If PQ is 76, that means we're talking about all the way. All the way. That's a little crooked, but whatever. Half of 76, don't you know, is 38. So because this is the midpoint, it's going to be the same on both sides. Okay, so that means it's going to be 38 on both sides. So I'm going to have a 38 happening over here. And I'm also going to have a 38 happening over here. Okay, so we're supposed to find x. So guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to use this situation right here to do it. Okay, I've got 38 and I've got 5x minus 8 representing the length of the same segment PM. So these two have to be equal to each other. So let's do that then. Okay, how about them apples? So 5x plus 8 must equal 38. Okay, awesome. I think I'll stick with the purple thing happening. So subtracting 8 from both sides, that's going to give me 5x is equal to 30. Now dividing both sides by 5 is going to give me x equals 6. And yeah, that's what we're supposed to find. So that's it for number 12. Ho ho ho, this is just too good. M is the midpoint of PQ. Once again. Awesome. Awesome sauce is what I'm stirring. M is the middle of PQ. Alright. PM is 9x plus 3. Okay. So 9x plus 3. MQ is 11x minus 17. So MQ is 11x minus 17. Find x and PQ. Well, if M is the midpoint, then these are equal to each other. So let's go ahead and do that. If I set these equal to each other, then I'm going to have 11x minus 17 is equal to 9x plus 3. Okay, so we can solve this to find x. I'd like to get the variables together first, so subtract 9x from both sides. So that is going to give me 2x minus 17 is equal to 3. Now let's add 17 to both sides to get rid of this negative 17. So plus 17 plus 17. So that's going to give me 2x is equal to 20. And last I will divide both sides by 2. And that's going to give me x equals 10. So find x equals 10. Now I'm supposed to use that to find PQ. Okay, so if x is 10, that means this is 9 times 10 plus 3. And this is 11 times 10 minus 17. Well, 9 plus 10, I'm sorry, 9 times 10 is 90. Plus 3 is 93. And yeah, this turns out to be 93 too. Figure it out. It does. Yay. So if I want to find the entire length of PQ, I will just add these up. 93 plus 93. Okay, 90 plus 90 is 180. 3 plus 3 is 6. So this is 186 is PQ. Alright, those are the answers to number 13. Once again, for number 14, they were kind enough to start with M is the midpoint of PQ, which allows us to cut and paste once again. Booyah, Jim. Booyah. Let's see. I think I will use purple and green this time. Okay. MQ is 5x plus 8. So this is 5x plus 8. PQ is 6x plus 56. Okay, PQ. Alright, now that's the whole thing, don't you know? So this whole entire thing is 6x plus 56. Now, if MQ is 5x plus 8, what do you think about PM? That's also 5x plus 8. Okay, hello, midpoint, same size on both sides. Now, how about if we combine these to come up with one expression for PQ up here? You know what, I feel like this should be a different color down here. Oh, I see the problem. Alright, you know what, I'm just going to have to stick with this one color. So, if I put these together, maybe I'll at least do this with it. If I put these together, I've got 5x plus 5x, that is 10x. And then 8 plus 8 is 16, so that's 10x plus 16. Now look at it. 10x plus 16 is PQ. 6x plus 56, also PQ. So these two expressions must equal each other. So let's set them equal to each other. So 10x plus 16 must equal 6x plus 56. Alright, to get these together, we want to subtract 6x from both sides. Okay, so that's going to give me 4x plus 16 is equal to 56. Next, we will subtract 16 from both sides. So that's going to be 4x is equal, let's see, minus the 6, that's 50, and minus 10 more is 40. And then we will divide by 4. So that's going to give me that x is 10. Okay, I guess I'll just put it over here. So x is 10. Alright, once we know that x is 10, because we're supposed to find PM. And here we have an expression for PM right here. It's 5x plus 8. So this will become 5 times 10 plus 8. Okay, of course that's 50 plus 8, that's 58. So PM is equal to 58. Okay, that is how you do number 14. Last one. Oh, they switched up the numbers on us. They're not, I mean the letters. They're not doing M and P and Q anymore. Okay, alright. We'll make do. DE bisects AB at C. And did they give us a diagram? No. So we have to make our own diagram. I'm still going to cut and paste this little guy as a good place to start from. Alright, I know you're jealous because you can't cut and paste like this. Alright, unless you kind of could if you downloaded your homework off of Edmodo onto a computer, and then you could write on it the way I do and then just print it out. But nobody's going to do that. So anyway, DE, and really this should be segment DE bisects segment AB at point C. So point C is going to be the midpoint now. So can I change this? Let me see if I can change this. So point C will be the midpoint, and it's in the middle of AB. Alright, so I'm going to change that to A, and I'm going to change this to B. Okay, so segment AB is being bisected at point C. Alright, so I need to draw segment DE now. Okay, so here comes segment DE. It doesn't have to be perpendicular. It doesn't say anything about being perpendicular. So I'm going to actually draw segment DE at a diagonal because I can. So this will be segment DE. Okay, so here's a good picture of the situation. So here's segment DE, and it is bisecting or cutting in half segment AB at point C. So that means point C is the midpoint. By the way, DE is bisecting AB. That doesn't mean that AB is bisecting DE. In other words, we don't necessarily know that C doesn't have to be the midpoint of DE. So let me just move it so it doesn't look like it has to be, because it doesn't. Okay, all we know is that AC and CB are congruent to each other. Now let's put some stuff on here. AC is 8x minus 3. So this is 8x minus 3. CB is 4x plus 57. So this is 4x plus 57. And we are supposed to find x. Well, these two sides are equal to each other. So all we have to do is make that equation. So 8x minus 3 must equal 4x plus 57. So you subtract 4x from both sides. This gives you 4x minus 3 is equal to 57. Why did I put 6? I don't know. I clearly said 57. Then we will add 3 to both sides. So 4x is equal to 60. Then we divide both sides by 4. Okay, so x is going to equal 15. Alright, because 60 divided by 4 is 15. And that was the last problem on this lesson. Alright, so I hope this was helpful to you, and maybe I'll see you on another video.